Welcome everyone to a different type of video. This is going to be a challenge video because I'm bored and I don't really have any other uploads planned like ever. So, welcome to Can You Beat Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville without using primaries? Now, the rules for this challenge are actually quite simple. Rule number 1, no primaries. This just means that no shooting, or since I'm using an Xbox controller, no inputs that require me to use the right trigger button. So now you may be asking, well, how are you supposed to complete the game then? Well, in Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, each character has their own set of abilities, which some of them can do damage. Now, I won't be using abilities such as P-Gatling because it's pretty much just its primary. It just shoots a little bit, well, not a little bit, a lot faster. So I'll be steering away from using that as well. Now that you hopefully understand the rules of this challenge, let's get into trying to beat the game. So the first thing that happens after you load in is you gotta talk to the Sunflower right here. She is how you start all of your story missions and start the challenge to beat the game. So I sped up the footage here mostly just because of myself, because I failed 3 attempts because I've shot my primary right away without thinking. So this is just a kind of reminder that I didn't do that this time. This little segment here just shows why choosing Pea Shooter was not the best option for me to start with, because the only attack that he has that I can use is his Chili Bean Bomb, and as you see, I could get unlucky just like there, where it doesn't kill one of the zombies, and you have to kill all the zombies to progress through the story, so I had to wait and wait until I got my Chili Bean Bomb back. After brutally murdering that last zombie, I talked to this bouncer boss who's talking about only cool zombies get into this place, and since I am clearly not cool and not a zombie, they wouldn't let me in, which I think is just racism. After blowing up this dance bot or whatever, I saved this lawnmower. I don't know why I had to save a lawnmower, that seems pretty random, but I had to just escort it all the way back to the base, and who knows what they do with it, cut their grass. After all that, I managed to escort the lawnmower all the way back to the base and complete the mission and move on to the next one. This is the part where I change from being pea shooter to being little mushroom guy, Nightcap. Just because Nightcap has a lot more useful abilities other than pea shooter's just single beam bomb ability. The next story mission we have to do is talk to little Colonel Corn right here, because he has a story mission that we have to do, and when we complete it, we get a cool hat, which we have to put onto the lawnmower. But there's a boss fight that happens, and this boss fight is difficult. Once you start the mission, you just have to head over to this sewer system here, where Baron Von Bats will spawn after a cutscene, but he's a vampire, which if he hits you, he can heal. And I can only attack him every once in a while with abilities, so you can kind of see it where the challenge comes in. Once you do get Baron Von Bats low enough, he'll Bat Banish you, which pretty much puts you on a curse that you can't use abilities, and you have to stand in this little tiny circle in the middle of the map while zombies are attacking you. It's fun. All serious though, it's actually not that hard. You just have to use your shadow ability and double jump over every single zombie and they can't really touch you. And you can move on to phase 2 of the boss fight. Phase 2 of the boss fight just has you running up to Baron Von Bats while he's just sitting on top of different vehicles and just using your spin attack over and over and over again, just hoping he dies. After you spend your entire life in multiple attempts trying to get Baron Von Bats to half health, he bat vanishes you, which you have to go find the bat zapper again, and it's the exact same process, but even easier because you're in an actual open area and can dodge them a lot more. Once you're finished with that shenanigans, you have to run over to a concert that he's having for some reason, which I don't know why we're disrupting the concert. They were playing some really good music, and there's actually a really good cutscene that happens, so I'm gonna let it play. The whole gimmick in phase 3 of the boss fight is just try and get hit as little as possible, because the more he hits you, the more he heals. So try and run away, get up and close to him when he's vulnerable, and spam your ability as much as you can. Which is exactly what I did, and after finally killing Baron Bats, after an hour of game time and 3 different attempts, I was able to kill him and finish the first out of 3 side missions before the final boss. And now it's time to start the second mission with this acorn guy right here, which, honestly, this is the easiest mission of the 3 side ones because the boss that comes with it doesn't really attack you or do that much damage, so you can just take your time. The whole point of the mission is that you have to save this acorn's, like, 3 friends by getting him out of the dance zone. So, the first one was pretty easy. You just have to find it, pick it up, place it on, and then just kill it. The second acorn that we had to save, however, was a bit harder because his treasure yeti spawned and you had to like take him out or well get him to half health so he can drop the dance receiver and move on to the third guy. Although before we saved the third acorn, we had to like dig up this shiny boot or something to learn the yeti. I don't know. I don't know why the yeti would want this dirty ass looking boot. But yeah, we deliver the boot after getting shot at a bunch of times. The yeti spawns, and we just have to kill him. Not that hard of work, honestly. Like what I just said, not that hard of work, and we defeat the Yeti, for now. After escorting the last acorn, we get this beauty of a cutscene. After the Yeti just explodes from the inside out, we can now start the last side main mission before we can defeat the final boss, which is just defending this taco stand from some master ninja or some shit like that. This side mission is literally just one boss fight where you just have to beat up this ninja dude, and that's it. It's actually really simple since he doesn't have really any range attacks. You can just hide, recharge your ability, and just spam him. At one point, though, a fucking Gargantuar showed up, and he was actually harder to defeat than the actual boss. But the good thing is, I guess the Gargantuar was on, like, drugs or something, because he just died. I don't know how, he just full-on died. So that was cool. After that, though, we just have to finish killing the boss, and like I said before, he was easy, you just gotta spam him. And now it is time for the final boss. But first, you gotta take the fancy looking cool lawnmower and just blow up the guard. Because, you know. For this final boss fight, I decided to use Snapdragon because he has a lot more health for the final boss fight, and he has a lot more abilities that can do damage, plus abilities that can attack enemies from far away, so I just thought he would be the better suited character for this. This boss fight took a long ass time to do because I could only when he was far away, I could only use one ability, but when he was on the ground, I could use all 3, but there were a lot of obstacles that I'd deal with. So instead of editing this full-ass boss fight, which was about 2 hours, I'm just going to show you the one successful attempt that I had in like half of the battle, because why not? saw you can beat the game only using primaries. And let me know if I should do more of this, because there are 3 more segments that I could do. One for plants, 2 for zombies, only not using primaries. And I could also try and 100% each segment if you guys want me to, but please don't. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys probably never. Bye.